is rather annoying. Oh, there we go. Why is it? Okay. It says I'm live, but I'm not 100% sure. Hey, thanks, Heath. the only thing of it is it's really lagging. I mean, it's way behind. So, anyway. All right, good evening, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the January 4th. Yeah, let me try that again. The fourth Sunday of January 2021, Sidetrack Sunday. It happens to be January the 24th of 2021. Yeah, let me try that again. The fourth Sunday of January 2021, Sidetrack Sunday. It happens. Why can I hear myself? 4th of 2021. Or is that somebody else in the thing of it is there was a group in the basement. Should keep them there, but you know. Somebody else in the thing of it is there was a group in the basement. Yeah, like I said, that's I can hear. I'm not sure what's going on here, Heath. I can hear it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I've got feedback and I'm alone. That's like I said. Never mind. Okay, we're trying something a little bit different. We were actually using a different version of StreamYard, and it gives us the ability to have a technical director, and right now that's Heath. So if anything goes wrong, I can literally blame Heath. So, couple of things that I wanted to jump to real quick. Yeah, oops, my fault. Couple of things that I wanted to jump to real quick is, as you all know, Heath actually had his live stream a couple of weeks ago and talked to John, who runs the Amherst Railroad Show up in Amherst. And as we all know, that is going to be virtual this year. So what I'm getting at here is, don't forget that next weekend, that's the January 30th and 31st, that on Virtual Railfan, and I think there was one or two other places. We'll make sure that there's links down in the description once this thing's over. Make sure you check out Virtual Railfan. They're going to go ahead and have the Amherst show next weekend, along with, I think there was one or two other channels that are actually going to do it as well. But make sure you catch that. I mean, this is we're in unprecedented times, and we have to do unprecedented things to go ahead and keep the hobby going. And this is going to be one of the things that we're going to have to do. So at least for the moment, you know, we've got a virtual rail fan, or we've got a virtual model railroad show going on next weekend. So make sure you check that out. Couple of things that I wanted to touch on as far as my railroad goes. As you all know, I went through and finished running some op sessions, and then over the holiday, I actually went through and did some maintenance on the rolling stock and locomotives, and went ahead and actually started trying to get them close to NMRA standard, and that went ahead and kind of threw a monkey wrench in the works, because some of the locomotives can't pull a train on here while they're weighted that way. So I'm going to have to go back and make some changes to the way that I was doing that, and come up with, I guess, for lack of a better term, my own standard. So, you know, it's what is that about, Anthony? I must have missed something, because I haven't been paying attention to the chat. Not quite sure what was going on. Anyway. Anywho, so that's literally where I'm at, and you have to forgive me, folks. I literally literally just got finished a 90-minute round trip drive. My daughter's boyfriend had to get back out to his college, so that was one of the things, and we left a little later than what I wanted to do. So, yeah, it's already been it was sidetracked before we even got started. Oh boy. Like I said, keep watching for the derailment to come. Yeah, well, we've already been derailed, Jason. We're already off the rails. Yeah. Yeah, and Rodney and a few others that have mentioned it. Yeah, I mean, I actually talked about it in the last the last update that I did. I think it was vlog 3. Anyway, the NMRA came up with that standard, and that standard's been around probably for 50 years or something like that. So it's all well and good, and it's fine if you're planning on taking your equipment and your rolling stock out of your basement, out of your train shed, out of your loft, wherever, and running it at a club. I don't have really any ambition to do that. So, it is what it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back and retake a look at what I did and what they have, and I'm going to find a happy median and go from there. So, like it, yeah, exactly, Ink. I don't plan on running my stuff outside of the basement. So it is, it is what it is. I live and learn. I tried something, it didn't work. So we'll go there. Sure, Sparky. Yeah, I doubt it. No, as you can see, wait a minute. You know what? Let's do this a minute. We're going to do this. As you can see, the box is still sealed. I can tell you. Yeah, sorry, that's Mr. Pinhead. The box is still sealed. It's still there. It's still sealed. So, yeah. So I have not opened the box. I'm surprised it's not leaking by now. Oh, God. What do I think is inside the box? Well, I told somebody else, I think there might be some sailboat fuel in there. Well, don't call. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, most clubs don't do DC. I get it. I get it, Rodney. But you have enough. Well, I'm probably due. Yeah. No, Anthony, it's not ticking. But then Jason reminded me that it could be a digital timer, so it wouldn't be ticking. Oh, something about the hat. Okay. Anywho. Jeez. Oh, what else has we got going on in here? VW antifreeze. There you go, Joe. Yeah, I'm not sure. This may have came from MI5 or MI6. I don't know. I see Anthony from the Georgia Sunbelt made it in. Sorry, folks. Like I said, I got off to a rough start with this one. Change trains at the deed of the beachfront property in Arizona. Yeah, that would be good. Sure. If it's not ticking, they forgot to wind it. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, and the roasting has begun. Peanuts. Actually, what I'm kind of hoping for, it's my four front teeth, but we won't go there. Rick Bailey, Mr. Picto Darn, was I supposed to do that? What, wind it? Yeah, well. Oh. Geez, a whiz. I had a box of peanuts to send, but it was too expensive. That's great. Oh. I should take a screen right now. Well, howdy, partner. Yeah, anyway. Oh, geez. Yeah, here we go with the roasts. It's pick on Ray night. Not that I don't get picked on anyway, but that's fine. You know, it's funny. Here it is. We're getting sidetracked already. But Heath brings up something that happened quite a few years ago. I was doing some work for the for one of the for the local government, and they had what we were doing. I can't go into detail with what we were doing, but regardless, the secretary that was there was like, did you ever do radio? And I'm like, no, why? They were like, well, you've got a heck of a voice. You've got the voice. I said, well, yeah, I've got a face for radio, but that's beside the point. Anthony dodged a model train outsider, and Ray could be the trusty sidekick. Okay. Hey, Jerry. No, there's a reason why. Apparently, there's a reason why we're waiting, and that's the fact that some of the sidetrack Sunday guys couldn't get on until 8:30. So we're waiting for 8:30 to swing around. We got another 15, 17 minutes here. So that's okay, Melvin. That's great. Hey, I've got broad shoulders, man. I hope everything works out for you, buddy. Yeah, RJ78, exactly. Stay tuned to the week. Oh boy, yeah. And I already told Anthony in the past. I said, my father always told me that as far as singing goes, I should be a tenor, 10 or 12 miles away, or solo that nobody else can hear me. So I try to stick to that. Sorry, Caleb, have to wait. Shoulders don't mean squat if you're spine. You know what, Crazy Joe? Nope, don't have to worry about that. I spent 4 years in the military. I'm good. Make start. Gee, Gus, thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh, Andy Ambrose is in here. I haven't seen him around a long time. I say that and he will never see it coming. What? Dang, I keep missing stuff here. Sheesh. He's a whiz. Yeah, let's see. What else have we got going on in here? So, the other thing is, I did run after I went ahead and, yeah, I hear you, Andy. Thank you for mentioning that real quick. One of the things that I want to mention now, I know that normally, hey, RJ, I've actually got a Teespring store. So yeah, check it out. There's merchandise up there. We'll see if I can't get, once we get things rolling here a little bit, we'll get some links put up. So, anywho, what I was getting ready to mention, I know that normally I try to hit Sparky's live streams, Rodney's live streams, Anthony's live streams, Heath's live stream. There's a couple other folks that I haven't seen them in here that I normally do try to get into the live streams during the week. I have been extremely busy with work. Since the first of the year, it has been an absolute madhouse. Mainly because of the fact that there were some things that didn't get done at the end of last year, and they are now trying to get everything caught back up. And we have been extremely busy. So with that being said, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get into the live streams again. So I apologize for that. I will get back there. So it's okay if you miss stuff, right? Paying attention costs money. This is true. Absolutely. So that I apologize for not being in the streams. Now, one of the things that I was getting ready to talk about before that came up was I just finished doing another op session since I went ahead and reweighed everything. And I think I've mentioned this in the vlogs, but when I got done with the op session, I went back and took a look at, because I was having issues with the, and actually you all saw it if you watched the op sessions videos that I put up, the northbound yard, the one that leaves Richmond and goes north. I was having issues with the locomotives picking up power back there, and I was trying to figure out what was happening. The other night, since I didn't have anything on the layout, I actually found out that one of the switches, the very first switch on the yard lead, is dead. It's electrically dead. And as you all know, last year I was having issues, or 2020, the beginning, I was having issues with some of my switches being not passing electrical or passing electric. I've got another one, so I've got to rip that one out, take it to the bench and rewire it, and then we'll be good to go there. I still have an issue with the drop down section. For whatever reason, on both the north and the southbound side, I'm losing power. But the other night when I checked the voltage was fine. So it's something intermittent going on back there. So, it is what I'll have to go back and take a look at that. And then on the opposite end of the layout, down at the city, I've actually got 2 broken joints down there that I'm going to have to go back and resolder and get that taken care of. And that should take care of most of the electrical issues. And then I can actually go in and start putting down some roadbed. So that'll be good. 44 people in here. Why? Actually, mine says 46. Broken joints, fire them up. I can see the screen. I can see the screen, Sparky. I'm just not watching the screen the whole time. For whatever reason, I have this issue with watching the screen and talking. I can't do it. I can't walk and chew gum either. Go. I'm one of those. Box. Huh? Oh, the voices. Oh, man. So what else have we got going on in here? I know people have been saying they're waiting for the box. They're waiting on the box. Yeah, well. Yeah.
Hey, let me out of here.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and the peanut gallery in the basement. Hey, Mystic Southern and Grandpa Rail. Sorry, folks. I'm like way behind on the chat. I'm sorry. He just came in. Oh, boy.
Kind of dark in here.
Is that the tree talking? Yeah, Steve, it's the tree. He's in the basement. We should keep him in there. There's cruelty to animals. Oh. Rick, if you need one drink. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, you all ain't right. But then again, that's what makes this so much fun. This is the reason why we do what's going on over here in chat is the exact reason why we do these shows, especially right now. Oh, because we need to have some fun. We need to let loose and so on and so forth. But ultimately, leading off of that, one of the other things that I think we all can agree to is the fact that we need to support each other. I mean, we need to make sure that we're helping each other out, which we do. We need to make sure that we're sticking around, helping each other out, and make sure that when there are streams on, go take a look at them, even if you don't stay in the whole time. Even if you go back and watch a replay. But for the most part, leaving comments, leaving thumbs up, that's a big name of the game here. And, I think a lot of us, and a lot of us just have, can I claim you as a dependent on my taxes? Oh, brother. But, I mean, we go ahead and we come into these chats and so on and so forth, and we just have a ball, and that's the way it needs to be. As far as I'm concerned, and I've told people in the past, I said, serious model railroader, that's not me. If you're looking for serious, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
The box is not a ball.
All right, Rick. I have 3 devices going at once, 3 streams going. Well, there you go, Gus. See, I couldn't do that. I'd lose my mind after a while. And of course, having the guys in the basement sitting here throwing speaking parts up are so often annoying, but that's fine. Yeah, I hear you, Ian. I basically turned the TV off back in March of 2020 and haven't turned it back on. Except I take that back. I turn the TV on to go ahead and watch YouTube. That's the only reason why I turn the TV on. So, yeah, I am serious, and stop calling me Shirley. Striker. Oh boy. Anyway. Oh, let's see. Yeah, stop calling me Shirley. Yeah, like exactly. Serious or rope? Oh boy. Let's see what else is going on here. So, I don't know if the guys in the basement are ready to go ahead and finish the roasting or not. Gee, thanks, Mr. Pick the Vid. I appreciate that. Voices from under the stairs. You can't see me. Did Ray have fish for dinner? No, I didn't. I actually had manicotti. Sorry. Something tells me I'm going to need a glass of wine before this is all done now. Now I got you. Yeah, exactly. I had the lasagna. Hey, that was pretty good. I actually did have, yeah. No, but they keep me, the family keeps me locked in the basement. So, it's all good. No, I was over and you were underdone. No, I was underdone and you were over. Over. Oh boy. You could probably flood a blaze and make your life a swimming pool. Yeah, probably. Oh, brother. Ray is more mixed up than the feather in the whirlwind. Yeah, well, yeah, that's pretty much true. That's my normal mode of operation, Carl. I'm. I don't know, Sparky. I'm being a good little boy, and I'm playing by the rules for a change. That's not normal for me. I like to break the rules.
There's rules here?
No.
Only for Ray.
And
I guess when Ray
debatable.
looks at me, he'll see his own logo.
So you gotta keep something up on the screen there at all times so Jason can play.
Oh, goodness. Here we go. Grandpa Rails is talking about the fact that the sun's still up.
Oh, God.
No, I'm not normal.
This is normal. Everybody else is crazy.
That's exactly what I've said in the past. I'm normal. It's everybody else that's screwed up. Oh, well, hello, John, Heath, Rick, and Jason. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Ray, good to see you, man.
What's going on?
Hang
Ray?
out.
What is
Yeah,
up?
hanging out in the basement. Oh, so I see. You put your backup computer underneath my logo. I see.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty cool idea. I wasn't going to mention it, but somebody was thinking.
I am an endangered species.
Don't give him a big head, Rick.
I think everyone.
What'd you say, John?
I said, don't give him a big head. He's not thinking.
Oh man! Everybody wants to see the box.
I agree with
box.
Shane. I want to see the bottom to see if you've
What's in the
already cut it open.
box?
Okay, now we see the box.
Flip it over. It's still sealed. Look at
Don't
that.
show the addresses. Though. Come on.
Yeah, I don't need people coming here picking out my trees.
Rick, we are very impressed that you did wear a green shirt today to represent.
Oh, you had to
the
go
tree
there, didn't
within
you? Jesus, Steve. I depended on you for one thing. One thing, man. One thing. God.
I actually called your wife this morning and asked her to lay out a green shirt for you to put on.
The chat didn't have enough greenery going on. Oh, jeez.
We need a shrubbery.
Now I feel blue. All right.
Aren't
Ray, you ready?
to do something else?
I'm on here now. I kind of feel sick. Can we go back to picking on Ray?
Now, why would we want to do that? Oh my gosh!
Ray, you seem to be moving around the screen.
Yeah, this was something I actually found the other night. Is the fact that I can actually change where I am on the screen and how large that image is. And this is still using the Logitech software. It was rather enlightening.
Ray, you need to shrink a little bit. You're bigger than I am. I'm really having a little panic attack over the fact that your video is a little larger than mine.
Oh boy!
Put them back under the desk. Nice.
What was
Nice, Dwayne.
Dwayne. Jeez. My God.
Oh, put him back on the.
Rick is going green. Yeah, man. Got been green for like a month already.
Hey,
Wait,
Joe, this is normal. This is absolutely normal.
Yeah, if this is mean, you should see what we do to our enemies.
Yeah,
Or
you should
what we
see what
say
they
to
do
each other in private.
I think Joe may be giving away our secret.
So how many people in chat remember the conversation about the box from Christmas, from the Christmas show? I know a lot of people were asking for the box, but that's only because Ray mentioned the box. I'm just kind of curious how many people actually remember what we said about it.
Rick, I don't think anybody remembers the box. I think everybody remembers you.
Yeah, Rick, the
Box,
tree
what
is all
box?
they remember.
The thing of it is, Rick, is the fact that I think I actually went back and watched that video twice, and not once did we actually. There was one spot in the very beginning where we talked about how the U.S. Postal Service never delivered it.
Oh yeah,
and that was it.
Oh my gosh! All right, so a little history about the box. Back in early December, there was a box given to USPS. It was shipped. It went missing, and
It
now
was
it's been
shipped.
delivered.
It was shipped as a relative term.
Yeah.
It was given to them. It wasn't actually
In
shipped.
normal circumstances, it should have been delivered well prior to December 24th. But it went missing, and now it has arrived, and there it is. Back to you, Ray.
Hey, thanks for that background, Rick. That helped a lot.
You remember I said that it has on here, do not open until the December 20th Sidetrack Sunday. Well, that was the night that we were supposed to open it.
Yes.
Well, the thing of it is that, of course, the Sidetrack Sunday crew has been talking about it, so they was like, well, now you got to move it to the 24th. It showed up, what, Monday, Rick, or Tuesday? I don't remember. It was this past week.
I forget, but it was just this past week. So Monday, Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning, I think it was.
It was Tuesday. That's right. It was Tuesday morning because I just come down here to go to work, and I just got finished firing up the work computer, and you texted me and said, "Hey, the package has been delivered." And I'm like, "What?"
I think it was the 19th that came. I think it was. So just about a month out.
A month late.
Yeah. Well,
Mr.
considering that it was
Piktovich points
on
out.
the 9th, it's more than a month late, but a month. It's been a month since it's been opened. Yeah, or it should have been opened. So why are we opening? It's early 11 months. That's right. You got to save it till next Christmas. Sorry about that. And we were
Thanks
so
for coming,
hoping
everyone.
that we would have it for your birthday, but it passed your birthday also.
Yeah. Well.
So no. Happy belated CRISPR birthday. I don't know. We'll coin a new one.
So,
All
are
right.
we ready for this?
Get a hobby
I don't
knife.
think so.
I mean, I told you got till 7:35 to disable that detonator in there.
Well, we've already done past that.
Well, I mean, 8:35 your time, 7:35 mine. Sorry,
All right.
you got 2 minutes.
Ray, take your time and be careful. Not just because you're holding a knife. Be careful of the package. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh, is this a problem? Of course, the thing of it is here it is, they're picking on me, but the reality of it is I actually do have an issue with that finger on the opposite hand.
Oh no!
I jammed it last week bowling, so it's still a bit sore. I'm trying to figure out what the heck you did here, Rick. We'll just go through
You got 1 minute.
I'm not even sure that was.
Ian thinks it's a glitter bomb.
Ian,
Come on now, Ian.
I've seen that done to somebody. I think it was done to Jason over at Barnabas Junction. I've got a trash bag. man. All right.
Sparky thinks it's DCC.
Open first.
Open first.
Second.
Open second.
I see. All right. Well, at least there isn't any black tape on here. It's just duct tape.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, well, nice wrap job, Rick. Although, why do I get the feeling maybe you didn't wrap this?
I don't know what you're talking about. I always wanted to be a rapper. Beatboxing's great. The dancing, yeah, we could do without.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute now.
Ian says the way that's wrapped, it took so long, probably got checked for suspicious items. Steve thinks Jason wrapped that package.
He may have.
Steve, if I would have wrapped it, it would have been better than that.
I don't know, man. He's having a pretty hard time right now.
Steve 87
Well,
says
as you
Rick the
read-
lumber wrap.
Now, Heath, when I wrapped yours, the cardboard box was attached to the tape as you were ripping it off.
Well, that's true. That's true. But he can't even get this box out of a plastic bag right now. He's still fighting with this thing. Look at this.
I'm still trying to figure out why he ain't used the knife.
Well, I didn't know I was supposed to. Never mind. I guess I should have asked.
I would have told you when.
What's that?
I would have told you if you were if you were in danger of
Yeah.
hurting something. Sparky says we should have started unwrapping at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I should have
We'll be
started.
done by 8:30.
Hey, John, are you going to count this down? Sorry, I had to.
You do realize John's never going to tell us how many entries there are ever again.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to count them either.
Strike! I just knocked the pin over.
Sure you did. Sure you did.
No, I did.
Tall stories.
Okay,
You think I'm kidding? I threw the box and knocked the pin over.
where's the other knife?
It's actually underneath the hat. And there it is. Oh, boy. Well, that made everybody sick. Well, I mean, I was sick when they first got in here, so.
Right, I'll make sure I write down a 1 on your scorecard because you forgot the other 9 pins.
Hey, Jason, don't laugh. I've actually picked up the 7-10 split, but left the other 8 pins standing.
John says next time we need to wrap that package a little better.
Nice.
All right, Rick, you heard it. You better wrap it better next time.
Sheesh. If he wrapped it any better, no wonder it took over a month to get here. Customs was looking at it going, what the heck?
Send it to the Secret Service.
Yeah. Sheesh. Well, I should have probably picked up the other knife that I've got instead of this one.
You got a blowtorch handy?
What's that?
You got a blowtorch handy?
If this did have a timer, it done went off by now.
heat sensitive. Once you get inside, then it cracks.
What's that?
It's heat sensitive. Once you get inside, your thermostat cracks.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Dwayne says to be continued on the next STS. Steve Childers, tune in next week to see Ray get to the second layer of backing.
Anybody know why Ray isn't at work this morning? That's because he's still unwrapping the box. God, Zeus.
John says, spoiler, there's nothing in the box.
That would be my luck.
Your recycling guys are going to hate you in the morning.
What's that?
Your recycling guys are going to hate you in the morning with all that brown.
Yeah, well, thankfully, that doesn't come till Wednesday. It's normal trash pickup tomorrow.
Rick, do you even remember how many layers there are?
How many layers does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
You were supposed to keep count, right?
One cookie.
Oh my gosh.
Don't give him any hints, see? Let him
Hey,
figure
I'm
it
down
out.
the bubble wrap.
Should we start giving hints?
What's that?
Should we start giving hints? See if you guess it. Ray, what do you think is in the box?
Like I told you, I think it's sailboat fuel.
Sailboat view.
Container man understands that one.
Hey, at least it's wrapped for protection.
That's right. Best latex I could find. Careful.
Consider the fact that we went ahead and we got Heath earlier late last year with something that he had been looking for apparently. And since it's come up on multiple streams, multiple times, and it seems that it even came up on the holiday show of all when somebody was drawing cards. Heath.
Right.
So Anthony Dodge says, I'm going to go watch all the Star Wars movies, extended versions. I should have time.
I can't tell if Ray's like purposely dragging this out or if it's really packed that well that he can't get it open.
No, Heath, it's actually packed that well.
Ray, just to give you a tip, on the very first layer there was a tab. If you would have pulled that tab, it all would have opened on its own.
Now you tell me.
DW Cobb 43 says we're now at 15 minutes into unwrapping a box.
All right, hold it. Stop there.
I'm holding it.
Hold it.
Watch this, Ray.
Ray, put the box back.
Yeah, I see it. I had a sneaky suspicion. You guys.
No, are you sure that's what's in there? Heath could just be playing a trick on you.
Well, that's true. That's very true. And I know he's got HO on the side anyway, so it possibly could be. What's today's date? Yeah, no move. Oh.
Trust me, we were all on our edge waiting for the box.
beginning to wonder. I was really beginning to wonder, Rick, if you, I was going to ask you, did you have insurance on that?
There was.
Should I? All right. You know what?
Just wait.
Starting the search again. Wait a second. What do you mean starting the search again? Oh.
Well, we thought it was
We
lost.
thought we had to replace it.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Go for it, big buddy.
Go ahead, Rick. Ray, keep opening.
Oh. You guys. Oh.
So, Ray, we had a whole thing planned. We were each gonna open up gifts. We had this whole thing planned around you opening this on December 20th,
Okay.
and then it didn't show up.
Oh.
So,
Yeah. Ray.
The whole thing about us opening gifts is we were going to start with the best gift and work our way to the worst. So that way you were going to be the last one.
Mine was going to be a lump of coal.
I see.
and Ray, the best part of this is I didn't have anything to do with it. These three guys, blame them, not just Heath. I was only brought into the mix because they didn't want it shipped or you to see it shipped from a certain place. So I only got brought in on the tail end of it, but I got to tell you, I am so happy that I did. I love to be a part of this this joke, this planning. This was awesome. It wasn't until a few weeks later that I became a part of the team. So, come on, keep going. There's more to unwrap there, buddy.
Yeah, and you
And
still
there's a
have
lot to
that
go with
part 2 letter to open also.
With no pun intended, pull it out, man.
This, you know what? The thing is I've got that
Ray, you got to move that small window. We can't see your face.
Nowhere near as heavy as this one is. This thing's unbelievable. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, dude. No way.
Ray, move that little picture. We can't see your face.
Yeah, kill yourself again. There's a reason for that.
Did he just wipe a tear?
I think several of them.
He's not answering.
Look at that pile of trash on the floor.
It truly looks like a 5-year-old Christmas.
So, Ray, what's your favorite locomotive, and do you own one?
I have been looking for a long time a Pennsylvania GG1 painted for that they called Blackjack that has a specific number, and that is 4935. And for years, well, actually the last few years, everything that's going on with me, and of course there's quite a few people that probably don't. I don't know if they've really paid attention in the vlogs or not. I've had a really rough month and a half or so.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah,
You're handsome and everything, but I really just want to see the locomotive.
I'm working on it. There it sits.
Blackjack.
Blackjack, 4935.
Yeah,
And
somebody actually asked you during the December 20th stream what our favorite locomotives were, and you actually said the Blackjack during the stream.
Uh-huh.
All right,
And
Ray.
one of the things I was talking about, Heath, was when you were doing the card draw for Jason, what was one of the cards that you pulled?
Blackjack.
That was a blackjack.
Yep.
It's like the damn thing just keeps coming back to haunt me.
Open the
Ray-
letter, Ray. You got a
Ray,
letter to
there
read
was
too.
a letter.
Yeah, there's a letter. A, B, C, D, E, F. What did I do with the letter?
Yeah.
Open
But Ray,
sec-
we know you had a rough year and had a lot going on, and you started this and brought us in, and it's been interesting. it's
Say the least.
To say the least, the holiday show, if that was any indication of how things are going to go, the next year is going to be a blast.
yeah, but we really wanted to, you. I would not own the GG ones I own if it wasn't for you talking about how much they meant to you, and
The funny thing of it is, Heath, is growing up where I grew up, down here in Maryland, not more than 25, 30 minutes from the Northeast Corridor. And I remember seeing the Penn Central versions running at one point when I was young. And I was always, to a point, fascinated by them. And then I guess it's been about 15, probably about 10, 15 years ago now. I went down to the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum, and they had just gotten finished restoring one of the GG1s, and I don't remember which number it is down there. But, they just got finished doing basically a full restoration, with the exception of the electrical cabinet. They couldn't reproduce the electrical that was in there, because it was built back in the 30s and 40s when they had all the PCBs and the cotton covered wire and all that other stuff, and it was just dangerous to do that. And they couldn't rebuild the electrical part, so it'll never run. But the outside is a full cosmetic restoration, or was. I don't know if it's still sitting down there or not, because they were actually working on two more, or I'm sorry, they had three or four more of them sitting down there. One of them they were in the process of restoring, and the other three were basically carcasses. They were basically parts. Yeah. And I think one of the ones that they were working on was actually going to get sent to Strasbourg. But I don't know if that's where it ended up or not, or it was going to end up at Altoona. So apparently I've got a letter here. Your Sunday has been sidetracked by... Yeah, doesn't that sound familiar? Hey, Ray, up until it may, man, wait a minute, let me start that again. Hey, Ray, it may have taken until now for you to realize, but your gift is not from Rick. He is, however, very willing and eager accomplice before, during, and after the fact. He's been invaluable in driving this train down this particular sidetrack. Now he's already tried the innocent bystander routine on us, so don't buy it.
Damn, I forgot that was in there.
This has been a lot of fun, and we appreciate Rick Bailey's help. You're a good sport, Rick. I still wonder now, Rick, did you actually put the tree suit on because you knew that we didn't have the box?
No, the tree suit, I honest to God, the tree suit was a last minute. I was passing by the closet on the way downstairs to come to the live show, and it thought to me, hey, I should put my sweater on. It was a last minute thought. It had absolutely nothing to do with the show.
Thanks, Amanda. Oh, man. So
the reason why Rick wore the tree suit is because it had a big old star on his forehead, because he wanted to be the star of the show.
No,
you guys were setting me up to be the star of the show. That's what it was.
Ray, you started Sidetrack Sunday, from which our show grew. We have been stuck with a boring host every fourth Sunday, but no, we ended up with you. All right. Your friends on the Sidetrack Sunday, or the Sidetrack gang, wanted to acknowledge this and couldn't think of a better way. This ongoing joke is one that you'll now be able to live down. Guess we'll have to look for something new. Heath, Humanity Junction, Jason the Train Freak, John Schuylkill River Valley would like to have would like you to have this token of our friendship. We wish you many years of enjoyment with the PR GG 14935 Blackjack baby. Special thank you is due. Heath found the blackjack and got this train rolling. Great call, Heath. You know what, gents? You know, it has been an absolutely wild ride. I mean, we, you know, with Sparky going ahead and actually giving the push, you know, back in March, and I that's how this whole thing really got started. And, you know, and then John coming up and saying, hey, we want to talk about doing something where we're adding more people and doing a full month. And, you know, with the way that 2020 went, I mean, this has been a blast, gents. It really has. And I've mentioned it in a couple of the streams prior and a couple of the vlogs. We as a community, a lot of us, I don't consider any of you guys, we're family at this point. We probably have done more of this stuff than we ever thought we would. And, you know, the meet and greets, which we haven't been able to do, and then starting these live streams up like we did, and just the camaraderie that we have, and we just have a blast. I mean, I couldn't think of a better bunch of guys to do this on Sunday nights with. I really couldn't. I appreciate this. This is unreal, gents. I had no idea. I mean, well, I had my ideas. Let's put it that way, but I never expected it. Oh man. I guess I need to find a train to run this in front of, huh?
Yeah, that's what we're waiting for, right?
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
It's a good thing I've got the camera on the tether here. I mean,
Hey, if you can make it to the layout, let's see it run. It's DC, and I did test it, so I know it works.
All right. Well, let's. I gotta get past engineer Beethoven over here.
I mean, you know, what can go wrong trying to run a train you've never put on your layout for the first time ever? I mean,
On a live stream, no, that can't go
yeah,
bad.
exactly.
Nothing could possibly go wrong there. Absolutely not.
Sparky's wondering if we took the motor out before we sent it to you.
What's that? What was that, Heath?
Sparky's asking if there's a motor in it.
Yeah. As heavy as it is, I would suspect there is.
It's just a lot of chewing gum.
DW Cobb 43 says, just don't Adam's Family your new loco. Steve 87th PSAP wants to know where your fire extinguisher is.
Oh. Let me go plug the layout in. Unbelievable.
You forgot to plug the layout in. I forget to turn the track power on all the time.
These are all prerequisites, right?
Container Man says it's just a lump of coal instead of a motor.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to get, Roy, was a lump of coal.
Ron Bright says the motor comes next Christmas.
Yep.
Yay!
Hey, it runs. All right.
So the
I bet
next
you didn't
layout
think you'd
update,
have a GG1 running on your layout tonight, especially the blackjack.
Yeah. What
you gonna pair that up with the Tuscan?
What's that?
You gonna pair that one up with the Tuscan?
Yeah, right.
The Tuscan was passenger, I thought, and the blackjack was freight, right?
I actually believe that they may have used the blackjack in both services.
Oh, okay.
They used it for both because it wasn't the green. The greens were mainly used for their freight service, and the Tuscans were mainly used for passenger service. I mean, they did cross them up every once in a while, but unbelievable. Oh
Did it derail?
no, it's still running. No, it's just you have to remember, Rick. It takes like a minute and a half for the thing to circle the whole layout, and you know what? It's not going to circle the whole layout because I don't have the switches set.
Oh God!
It actually just made its way into the south down yard.
I called it.
I guess it wants to pull some cars.
Yeah, apparently.
Ain't nothing there for it to pull yet. Not to mention the fact that I think it's got KDs on it, so I'm gonna have to make some modification there.
Get some different couplers, yeah.
Yeah.
There she comes. So I know, Ray, you had asked me at least once what the tracking number was, and I couldn't give it that to you because it would have given it away that this thing was shipped to you from New York. And if I understand it correctly, when Heath gave it to the post office, that's when it disappeared. It didn't move after that.
So wait a second. So you didn't actually ship it. You were just the middleman. Heath actually shipped it, but had your address on it.
Exactly. I had nothing to do with this at all.
Oh
Nothing.
yeah, we were using Rick the whole time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was glad to be a non-participant. That was fine. Yeah. Actually, John was the one who called me and asked me if it was okay to use my address, and of course I said, for Ray, absolutely not. But for the group, sure.
And I think we actually ended up almost buying another locomotive because we thought it was gone.
Yeah.
You know what's fascinating. You know what's even funnier is the other day, and I have to look at Facebook real quick because one of my followers, and like I said, I've got to go back in here because I don't remember who it was off the top of my head. Not that you can see the top of my head anyway.
Shane's Trains?
It may have been. It may have been.
Yeah, he was in here earlier.
He actually had messaged me, and of course it's going to take for freaking ever for this thing to come up. There it goes. It was Shane's Trains. It was Shane that said something about, hey, there's a Riv Rossi one. But I'm not sure if that one there is a 4935 or not. I think somebody got the numbers backwards. It's got 4395 instead of 4935. But anyway, yeah, it was Shane. So, yeah, it was. Oh man, I know the train just passed.
Ray, you know the in Hangout we have that the group that we chat on, the Sidetrack Sunday.
Yep.
There's been a whole nother group. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's called Excluding Ray. And there's been more chatter in that group than ever before.
Unreal. And it's coming. It's making its way around. It's making its way around again. It's on its way. That is a smooth running locomotive, I tell you.
I could not believe how heavy that thing was.
For an IHC, it is extremely heavy. I don't think I've ever. I mean, because I've got another IHC locomotive, that SD24 that's down. It's actually not down in the yard anymore. It's actually up on this side. I actually had to add weight to that because it was way too light. This thing.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, when I was watching Heath's unboxing video when he tested it, I think that thing's got 2 motors in it.
Yeah, I saw that. Why am I not live anymore? Oh, there we go.
We see you.
Yeah, no, my YouTube wasn't, the live button wasn't lit on the stream.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we did. We spun for a second, so.
Yeah, I think my
Wow.
video's frozen. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah,
No,
we
we
can
can
still
hear
hear
you.
you, Rick, but yeah, it looks like you are frozen.
That's a good thing. Just leave me there.
Well, it is colder in Pennsylvania.
Sparky's saying, "Don't forget to go to bed tonight, Ray. The GG1 will be there tomorrow."
I think I'm going to need to go open that bottle of wine.
I got a bottle of Jameson's here, right?
So, Ray, you got to think about this from our side. I mean, I ordered it probably in November. I shipped it to you December 7th. So we've been talking about this for months now.
Yeah. And nobody spilled the beans.
Nope.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the heck you guys managed that. I mean, especially with Rick. No,
Funny you should say that, Ray.
Yeah, right.
Well, ironically, John almost did it one time. One time.
When did I do that?
No, it wasn't John.
It was Rick.
That was me.
Oh, it was Rick.
That was
Yeah,
me.
it was Rick.
Ray, do you remember that day?
See, now I'm going.
Do you remember
back to
that
look
day
at it.
when chat was just blowing up like crazy?
which day was that? That's every
How did-
day.
It was I forget the exact day, but we were having a conversation and I forgot which chat I was in, which room I was
Oh, I do remember that one.
and I said something, and then Heath hit me up on the side and said, "Just keep blowing up chat, and maybe Ray will miss it."
No, that's what I said.
Oh, Jason said it,
Yeah.
and so we just started hitting chat like crazy, and we were hoping that it just blew by you, and apparently it did. So
I tell you what, that was probably one of the days that I was having issues with work, and I wasn't paying attention to it anyway. So, you know.
Yeah, because later on we got down and said, I wonder what's the chances of Ray going back and reading all those messages.
Oh, man. Jeez. Unbelievable, gentlemen.
So
Really?
Ray, what's the layout update these days?
Well, I may have to run another op session.
Now how many freight cars can you pull?
You're right. Heck with that one there. Well, you know, it's funny. I've seen all these challenges, and that's one of the other things, folks. I mentioned earlier about not being in the live stream because I've been extremely busy between work and stuff here at the house. But I know that Uncle Wilmer did a challenge. PGH Railfan did one, or Train Fanatic. I know that Jason's got one up, and the cousins got one up. The thing is I haven't had a chance to mess with any of that. The other thing I do know is the fact that the longest train that I've been able to pull around here is about 16 cars. Because of the corners and the fact that I don't have it set up really yet, anything longer than that, it'll pull itself off the rails. So,
I love the articulation of that GG1 coming around the corner.
yeah. This is one of the reasons why the front of the layout has that S curve, is so that the passenger trains and the long locomotives like that one, they snake through, and it looks so damn cool when they go through there. But like I said before, the other one that I've got, I actually had that on 15-inch radius years ago, and it looked funnier than heck because the wheels were out from underneath the body. The body's dead straight, and the wheels are sitting out to the side. It's like it would go around 15-inch radius, but boy, the overhang was ridiculous. I mean, I had telephone poles and everything else close to that 15-inch radius, and it took everything out.
Yeah, Steve, I just put mine out today, and it's actually you can do an option of one or the other, or you could be like Joe Raider and combined it.
Yeah, I saw that one too, Jays. I saw yours today. Yeah, like I said, I'd love to be able to get into some of those, but I've got some issues with the like I said on the on my track power that I've got to get straightened out. Although right now this thing doesn't seem to care, which is fine. Damn, that looks good.
That does look sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man. Sheesh. Well, I guess
long
I'll
have
have
you
to
wanted
find
a
another
GG1
locomotive to go
Blackjack?
chasing after.
How long have you wanted a GG1 Blackjack, Ray?
When was the first time? I think the first time I mentioned the blackjack was probably in 2015, maybe, on one of the original vlogs that I did with when I still had the 13-foot by 11-foot layout. Somebody had done, like we had talked about before, somebody was talking about favorite locomotives, and, you know, it was one of those things that I had seen one, and I was like, that's really cool, but there's no way. At that point in time, I was getting ready to get my daughter through college. Now she's finishing college. And of course, you know, I think Jason and I had talked about one, what was it, back in September, October time frame. And I had just had something else happen. I was like, yeah, I can't do anything about it right now. And then I was starting to get to a point where, oh yeah, I might be able to do something. And I had this whole dental issue that it's like, you know, you talk about living on a shoestring. Well, yeah, that's the reason why, you know, after, you know, and I know it's been mentioned, you know, last year, or actually when I started this in 2019, and it got the bench work together and actually had the top down, and everybody was like, man, you're making a lot of progress awfully quick. Well, that was because everything that I literally had was recycled at that point. Now I'm actually to the point where I have to go and get stuff, and I can't go get the stuff. So it's everything's kind of in a holding pattern again. But this is ridiculous. I'm speechless.
I like that you changed your name, Ray, on StreamYard.
Everybody heard me earlier say that we're running with a technical director now, which is kind of funny because that's one of the things that I work with on Saturdays, certain Saturdays of the month. I have already done my duty this month, but
Yeah, so we pushed the tech director because it made it easier to queue up the video to play the video by having somebody else, you know, running stuff.
yeah, it does make it a lot easier. It certainly makes it a lot easier. Damn.
So now, Ray, now I need to know another wound so that I can keep rubbing salt in it.
You know, a picture showed up the other day of a Chesapeake and Ohio locomotive that I believe is still sitting down at the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum. I'll have to see if I can't find a picture. It's a steam locomotive. I don't think they ever made a model of it, though. It's a streamliner. It's a really weird-looking thing. I'll have to see if I can't find pictures of that at some point and put that up on.
You're not talking about the M1, are you?
Is it the M1?
I know they made a model in O scale, but I don't know about. You're talking about the really long one. It's like a steam turbine.
It might be.
I have seen one in O scale.
John
Yeah, it might be
2618
L1. It
saying
could be
the
L1.
L1.
It could be L1.
No, it's an M1. Yeah, it's an M1. I think. Wait a minute. I'm looking.
Steve said Jason was going to put decals on the GG1, but had to be talked out of it.
Well, okay, so here's something funny. Steve is sending me a couple of his locomotives to put decoders in it, so I'll make sure I decal some of his too.
Steve, what were you thinking?
Yeah, that
Wah,
page is
wah.
taking too long to load. That's taking too long to load. Anyway,
Steve,
I'll have to see if I can
Steve, there's
find
a
some.
surcharge for extra spit.
What's that?
I said, Steve, there's an extra surcharge for extra spit.
I don't know if you can see this. Is that what you're talking about, Ray?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the weird. That's the one.
Yeah, it's a steam turbine.
Yeah,
I do not know if they make that.
yeah. Well, there was another one that I was going after for years that I know that they don't make a model of either, and that's Little Joe, which was a part of the. Was that the Milwaukee, or was that Great Northern?
Oh, they do make one.
Uh-oh.
Who makes
Oh,
it?
brother.
Uh-oh.
It's in brass though.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I've got one brass locomotive that I'm still screwing around with. Yeah. No thanks.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
It's the price of a Lionel locomotive.
It's in my blood. But don't feel
Yeah.
bad. The one that I want, the only manufacturer that ever made a replica of it is also brass.
Yeah.
And my hobby shop has one. He's got it put in the back because he knows that I want it. But I don't know if I could shell out the money for it. That's the only thing. Brass is not cheap.
No, it's not.
And then it's DC, and then you got to add on to convert it to DCC, and yeah.
Sell your firstborn for that. Yeah.
Yeah, this here is the. This is the other one. I don't know if I can I don't know if I can share this one or not.
You should
Sure
be
you
able to
can.
do a screen share.
Tech director will set you up.
Yeah, click that share screen button.
Yeah, well, now I have to find the daggone picture. Well, now I have to figure out what happened to the to the screen share. Oops. As I click share screen. Yeah, share screen too. Thank you. I think. Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
there we go. That's Little Joe.
Little Joe.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can make it come up a little bit better. Oh, man, that's the same site that I was on before that took frickin' ever to come up.
Well, what number is he?
What's that? This one here?
Yeah.
I don't know what the number is on this. But it looks suspiciously close to a GG. When the only difference is it's a 4884. I guess if you really wanted to go off of like a Steam type of term, because the GG ones are a 266 or a 4664 wheel arrangement. This one here is a 4884.
Wow.
So that would be
So Ray, you're saying your GG1 is not the biggest.
Yeah, this here is this thing is ridiculous. This is a large. I think that they use these out west. So, but yeah.
So on the diesel electrics, the truck classifications, they use A, B, C, and D.
Right.
A
So
is,
it's
A is for single axle, B is double axle, C is triple, and D is quadruple.
so it's a BDDB.
Yeah.
Right.
And like for example, like Union Pacific's got the DD40s.
Right.
That's what the 2D stand for, is those 4 axle trucks.
Right. Yeah, that's another that well, not that I've always been fascinated by that and the turbines that the Union Pacific used to run, but that's not my railroad, so
Yeah. Well, if you could, I'm gonna see if I can try to find me a DD35, because the SP did have those.
in the 30, if I'm not mistaken, Jason, because I know you're kind of obviously you follow the Southern Pacific Union, I know Union Pacific a little bit, but the DD40 that was basically 2 GP40s bolted up together, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and the 30 then the DD35 would have been a pair of GP35s.
Right. Which
Yeah.
I think Union Pacific had one DD35. I know the SP had a handful, and then the DD40 was the GP40 prime movers, and then I want to say the DD40X was the SD40 prime movers,
Gotcha.
which made it a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong on it. I haven't done a lot of research on that specific locomotive. I know there is actually one not too far from me. So, but they did Union Pacific would call those the Centennials.
right. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I know. Well, there was that was the same type of deal with the decapods too, wasn't it? They were supposed to go over to Russia or overseas, and then they wouldn't buy them, or something happened, and we ended up cutting ties, and they ended up staying here.
Yep, thanks to the Cold War.
Yeah, the decapods were the same thing. It kind of reminds me of the there was a set of ships that we used to call the Ayatollah class. They were supposed to be sold to Iran until things fall apart with them, and we ended up keeping them. They were based off the Spruance destroyers, but they were guided missiles, so they were DDGs instead of DDs. So it's that same type of deal. Man.
We're just gonna watch the GG go.
Yeah, but just let's go around.
Good night, Ray. You can go upstairs. We found something more interesting.
There you go. Yep, GFW's got it right. Little Joe was named after Joe Stalin.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, GFW. Oh, man. Yeah, there are some other, I mean, like I've mentioned in a couple of the streams and a couple of the vlogs, I like the oddities, the oddball locomotives.
That fits, right?
What's that?
That fits.
Me what?
There goes John with his little quips, man.
Yeah, I tell you, boy, you gotta be waiting.
He's barely said anything all night, but
Yeah. Boom.
Hey, man, you got to make it count.
In comes the zingers. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, it's well. I've got the RF-16 sitting over there. I've got BL2s. I've got an E33. I've got 2 GG1s now. Thanks, guys. Oh,
DW Cobb says, Ray, you're going to give yourself whiplash turning around and looking at that engine.
I can watch it on the screen. Engineer Beethoven's wondering what's going on. I don't know if he'll show up on the screen here in a bit or not.
Oh, yeah.
We see him. He's there.
Yeah, we see him in the corner.
Yeah, there he is. What you doing, bud? Come over here, old man. Come on. Yeah, there you go. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yep, he'll be 11 this year.
Hmm.
He's an old man. Right? Right? Where's
So
your-
Ray, Ray, you just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to Disney. Oh my gosh. This is too funny. What? God, what do you want? He said, I just want attention. You know mommy's upstairs. She can let you out. If you guys go out. You don't have to come over here to me. No.
That's what my kids say to me.
Yeah. He's like hanging right over here. Oh man.
So did you have any clue that was what was in the box?
Like I said, Rick, I had some ideas as to what could possibly be in the box, and of course, it's funny because actually Sparky went ahead and was and kind of helped you guys out the other day. I'm not sure if you caught that one or not. He, I went ahead and put up that I had gotten the mail call, and he put the comment in there. He says, "Oh, you're going to love DCC," and I'm like, "Huh?"
That's great.
Yeah, I saw that comment. Hey, that could be next. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Oh my gosh.
We talked about sending it to Jason to have him put a DCC decoder in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
Hey,
going to
here
run that
comes.
for sound.
Yep. Hey, there's Beethoven. He's on camera now.
Hmm.
Right, bud? Yeah, I know it's warm down here. I'm going to turn that off before Here we go. Kill the battery. We'll need that on.
Yeah, Ray, you got to send me the make and model on that thing. I need 2 of those.
Oh.
You don't have to get it now.
Yeah, if I don't do it now, Rick, I'll forget it.
The problem
This
is you're going to show it on camera, and I'm going to have to go back in the live stream and find it 3 days.
No. I just brought it over here so I can send you an IM about it. I'll send it. I'll send it to you through Messenger.
All right.
I got to figure out where the heck the darn what the model number this is. I don't even see it on here. Oh, there it is. It's on the side. That's a nice place for it.
Yeah, out of the way.
So
Yeah,
I feel like Ray's a little bit in shock. Ray, are you ready to close the stream out so you could stare at the locomotive, or?
I tell you, I am. You're right. I just like you, Heath. When we sent you that, what was that? The Bush, the 4141.
1943.
Yeah, 1943. I'm sorry. Yeah. And of course, to get me speechless, that's not easy to do. But I am. Like I said, I had ideas, but I never expected it. You guys are something else.
What were your other thoughts?
An empty box of peanuts.
Well, the thing is to be honest, Rick. I mean, there are other locomotives out there besides the GG1, and I know how hard the Blackjack had been for me to find. And for whatever reason, apparently this year there was just an awful lot of them floating around. It seemed like, you could find a few of them. But that one, it's definitely at the top of the list. There's no question that was enemy number one. There still are a few that I'd like to get a hold of. I mean, I know that Heath just got one that I wouldn't mind getting my hands on, and that was the Centennial one that they did. That wasn't the Pennsylvania that had that was the
Conrail.
That was Conrail, right? Conrail and Amtrak actually both, I think, did a GG1 for the Centennial. And those are really, really tough to find.
John, you're taking notes, right?
But, I've actually seen a few of those at shows, and it's because of the fact that I think those are commemorative. They're kind of like the ones that I've got. The two 1776 sets that I have. The one isn't the right one, but the other one, the one from Tycho, has got the wrong cars. I think somebody put that one together, but that's fine. I've got a set. That's all that I really cared about. The one that really got me though was the 13 Colony Train set that Lifelike put out. When I was a kid, there was a hobby shop that had one, and he wanted $300 for the thing. I actually won that one off of eBay. That was the second one I won because guess what? The U.S. Postal Service lost the first one.
Oh my! History repeats itself.
History's repeating itself.
Almost.
The
You
first
never know
one,
it could show up.
the first one that I won of the 13 Colony Train set, that thing was that one there was in great shape, at least from the video, or from the pictures. And it never showed up. So the guy refunded me the money, no big deal. All right, fine. A month later, I find another one, and the rolling stock is in great shape, but the boxes are shot. But that one there you see every 4th of July. I bring that one out and I let it run around the layout once or twice, and then I put it back away. It's kind of like some of the other commemorative stuff that I've got. But yeah, it's like I said, that was that was Public Enemy number 1. Unbelievable. I've got a blackjack. Unreal. And anybody who's been sitting there putting anything up in chat, I haven't even been paying attention. I'm sorry. Oh, man.
Yeah, you definitely have to go back and read these.
I'm sure. I think I know what I'm going to be doing while I'm sitting there going ahead and upgrading equipment tomorrow.
All I can tell you is I haven't heard a tree joke in over an hour.
Why are you wanting to be left alone?
Be careful what you ask for, Rick.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I knew what I was signing up with.
You know what it is, Rick? After the 20th show, everybody's stumped.
Terrible.
All
Now
right.
the true jokes are starting again.
Yeah, well, you
Good
know.
job.
Well, we got to get to the root of the issue.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks for the correction.
See, now everybody's on pins and needles.
So this is sort of hilarious and a
Touche.
little bit relevant. So I'm gonna show you this really quickly. Let's
Touche.
see. Where is it?
First a lobster, then a flounder.
I was trying to check my tracking on USPS for some other stuff, and this is the current result on the USPS website.
Nice.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
That's great. Lovely. Right. Mm-mm-mm.
I'm going to have to get me a blue or black light. It seems like Heath and John have this whole atmosphere going on.
And the train freak's in his kill room, so he's got the red going on.
Yep.
Well, I can do blue light too. It's not quite the same. Oh man. Oh, where did it?
I mean, if I really wanted the blue light, I could just go and get one of those strands of Christmas lights I showed on my video earlier.
That's true.
I've actually got a black light someplace. It's a fluorescent tube, but of course I don't have any fluorescent lights down here. But
Rick, Z says you have to have green.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I may just do that. I may just paint this door green for the hell of it.
somebody play a brown note. Oh man, black light! Don't turn it on. No, I can't. Like I said, I don't have any fluorescent lights anymore, so I can't put that tube in. I'm gonna go. Jason, don't get on me. I stopped it on a switch.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I've been wanting to ask you about that, Jason. What is the deal with not being able to stop on a switch?
You talking about like FRA?
Yeah.
So, a lot of times, the pieces of rail that's attached to the throw bar, it can damage those over time.
Okay.
And that was info passed on to me
Okay.
from a ex-federal DOT inspector that was assigned to the railroads.
Okay.
I thought he worked for the FRA, and then he explained it to me as he worked with the FRA.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of what he.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to figure that one out because I mean, in some situations, I don't know if that's going to work on this railroad because I've got some places where things are a little bit too tight to where you're going to be stopped on a switch. Oh boy, here we go with the air fresheners again.
Yep. I may just hang a couple of those up on the wall. You never know.
New car.
I'm along for the ride on this one. I don't mind. Yeah, fresh. It's the
Rick doesn't need a grow light, see?
Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah, jeez. Oh.
Ray, you
Well-
gotta go back to your other camera. We can barely see you.
What's
No, as a
that?
matter of fact, just stay there.
Yeah, I guess I could go back to this now. Or wait a minute, I could.
Rick Groves anymore. He'll be some.
There we go.
Not far from it, Ian. Not far from it.
Well, see, the thing of it is when I was talking to Heath the other day, he was like, "Yeah, that'll work."
So my life tracks asks, does Rick have a main on his layout, or is it just branch lines?
Oh, nice one. Nice one.
That is good. That's good.
All branch lines with a few spurs.
Are they from San Antonio?
Well, you know, they have to splinter off every so often, you know.
Oh, jeez. Getting twiggy with it. Oh.
So
Well,
Rick,
gentlemen.
I think you need to adopt the Ashley Drew and Northern's logo as your new logo.
Who?
If you don't know what it is, you need to look it up.
Who?
Ashley Drew and Northern.
Now, who are you saying needs to adopt it? What was it again?
Ashley, Drew, and Northern. or just do AD and N.
It's in
But you're gonna have
Arkansas.
to modify it somehow. Yeah, it's in Arkansas.
Is it because of the color?
It's green and it's a tree.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that might be copyright infringement there. I'm not sure if I can do that one. But I would.
You got to find the logo, not the loco.
You already got the logo.
There we go.
Oh,
Well, he could do Main Central too, but you know.
there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a card down towards the bottom that actually does. It's got a pine tree on the side of it, or it's got a rick tree on the side of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that
Uh-huh.
to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a few of those box cards. So what I'll do is open the door in one of them, and I'll put Rick inside of it, and say Rick's riding around the layout.
I like it. I like it.
Instead of it being "Where's Waldo," it'll be "Where's Rick."
Right.
Yeah.
First
There you
trip
go.
around the forest. Yeah. You know I'm gonna have to find them cars now. I like their
Dude,
caboose.
they're all over.
Caboose is
They're
nice,
all
too.
over eBay.
Oh.
Yeah, IBT's another one. It don't have the realistic tree like the ADN does, though. But IBT's another one that's got the tree.
Like I said, the Main Central I know had a tree too.
You know, I was gonna say earlier, Ray, you've had the focus of the whole topic here. I was wondering if we could change to something else, but this isn't what I was thinking.
It's like holiday show round 2.
Jeez.
Okay, guys, we're ready.
Where's that
Oh.
star?
Not only that,
Oh.
but you know what? The Main Central is called the Pine Tree Route.
Rick, you literally could have showed up with any other color shirt on.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, look at my face. He moved it on me.
Oh, well, that wrong way. There we go. That was. I can hide behind my own logo. That's cool.
I had it perfect there for a second because all you could see was my shirt down. It was like,
Rick was trying to play basketball with my logo earlier. I don't think Rick will be modeling a sawmill anytime.
Nah, no lumber loads on my railroad.
that's why I'm modeling it for him.
Product somewhere in the way. Nice, Chuck. Nice.
Yeah, that's why I'm modeling the sawmill for Rick because I knew he wasn't going to do it no more. And calling it Peckerwood at that.
I still think it's funny how you named your fuel company Passport Gas and then forced Anthony to change his.
Mm.
Did you
I
catch
told him
that?
Yeah, I told him, I said, we can make it a franchise, but he decided to change it.
I guess I should have a Bailey's Forest product somewhere on the future. Oh, that's great. No, Woody has Itty bitty wood chip. Oh my gosh.
Favorite boxcars have the orange feathers.
Oh.
Orange feather. That would be Western Pacific.
Oh, the Feather River? Yeah. Yeah, the old Feather River route, the Western Pacific. Oh, man. So, should we arrest Rick some more?
There you go, Anthony.
Keep it going.
Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt says, may change to Passmore Gas Georgia Division. There you go.
There you go. Collaboration.
There you go. I could change mine.
Hey, thank you, Anthony. All right. Bailey Lumber.
Bailey Lumber.
Yeah.
They only
Although
deal with
Jerry might fight you on that one. Jerry's the lumber guy.
They only deal with twigs. Bailey Lumber. Oh,
Actually, it's got several rings right in the center.
Rings of a tree.
Oh man, Bailey
Bailey's
compost.
compost yard. Yeah. Ain't that some
Take it easy,
Ken.
Ken.
Take care, Ken.
Oh my. Yeah, like I said earlier, to be honest, that's the thing with this community. We do this because of the folks in chat. Some of the stuff that comes across here is God. The thing, I'm not afraid to admit this, that I've actually gone back and watched the holiday show 2 or 3 times already, because every time I watch it's still friggin' hilarious.
Yep. It may be my new holiday movie every year,
Be the
All
new
3
Yule
hours
log.
and 15 minutes of it.
The baby will.
Well, I gotta tell you, Ray, these guys, they love you like hell. I'm new here. Don't expect much.
I got enough crap from you when we were doing the bridge build. Between you and JD. Oh my gosh. YouTube blowing up my phone at midnight at night. Hey, did you do that? Hey, what do you think? Would you guys quit it? Oh man.
So, Rick, what do you got in store for us for next month since it's Valentine's?
Nothing. Mr. Red. Nothing.
Ooh, good point.
The only thing of it is, though, is if Jason were red, we wouldn't be able to find him in that room.
That's why it's red and not pink.
Well, I was going to get a Cupid costume and send it up to Heath, but I was afraid it would never get there.
And if it
You'd
would,
be better driving it up there. Oh. Hey, I don't know if anybody caught it. I know Heath put a video up the other day about wanting to go over to Northlands. Anybody who's in the, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York area, that would be interested to go over there. When were you planning on doing that, Heath? That was the 13th of March?
Saturday, March 13th. It's the second Saturday in March. Yeah, somewhere around like 12 to 2, thinking that it's targeted for people that can, drive in the morning and then drive out in
Right.
the evening, and so it's a day trip is the idea. I do know somebody is talking about coming from farther away and doing a hotel room on Friday night into Saturday. But yeah, March 13th, Northlands is in Flemington, New Jersey. It's about an hour north of Philadelphia and about an hour south of New York City. But yeah, it should be
Yeah,
fun. If you don't
I
know
wish-
Northland, I mean, I assume everyone knows Northlands, but
I had no idea what Northlands was until you mentioned it.
really,
Same
and
here.
you live in the area, Rick. But basically, it's a huge HO model train layout that a guy started in his basement, kept expanding his house as the model railroad expanded, eventually grew out of his space in his home, and then made a purpose-built building for it. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. And originally, because of the fact that he was in New Jersey, when he first started building the one that is actually Northlands, what is Northlands now, he actually had been using Mantua locomotives at the time because they were literally right down the road. And I would imagine, I'm not sure how they got involved, but they were involved with that layout to a point. And a lot of the locomotives that he ran were all Mantua locomotives. And he was using all of the MRC power packs from back when, too.
I believe all the MRC power packs are still there. I think it's all still a DC layout.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just banks of MRC. When I went there years ago, I remember it being a lot of Atlas stuff, a lot of Atlas track, and I always wondered if it was because it was in New Jersey. Because Atlas is in New Jersey, so I didn't know if. And there's tractor trailer parking.
Yeah.
But they have 425 parking spots, and you better believe they're not using them now.
Yeah,
but
really.
they also do have RV spots and larger parking spots as well. So Keith CAMP may show up because he's more in the area than Container Man is.
Yeah, that's a place for me to add on my bucket list that you said RV parks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely.
Jason, I thought you were picking me up on the way. No? You're not doing that anymore?
Yeah, unfortunately, we've got plans that I won't be able to make that one. I wish I could. But yeah, we've got something planned for that weekend, especially since that weekend, that's my wife and my daughter's birthdays. So,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not this time.
I had to pick a date, and
Well, that's cool. It happens. We can't all make everything.
but if you come up another time, I'll come down.
Yeah.
So
The combat pay to get close to New Jersey. Whew. Okay.
Flemington's not Newark. It's funny, like anytime you see New Jersey, everyone thinks Newark, but Flemington's not Newark. Fly to Colorado and set something up the Georgetown Loop. Yeah.
The thing of it is being able to fly out to
Maybe soon.
Colorado, my arms would get tired.
Yeah. That would be a lot more work than I want to put in right now.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm still hoping and hoping that we can do Strasbourg at some point this year. They may
There
not
will
be in
not
the
be a
spring.
Heath birthday cake. There will not be Heath presents.
You think so, buddy.
Yeah. I may have made a mistake mentioning that. But
Yeah, I think you did, Heath.
Yeah, you can trust that I'm not going to leave that one alone.
wow.
So anyway, One other quick thing from my standpoint here, real quick. I'm sure that everybody's kind of noticed by now, but I did hit 400 subscribers. Yay!
Congrats, Ray.
It's been sitting at 402 for basically a week now. I do have plans to do a 400 subscriber contest. Getting ahead of myself. I just don't know when I'm going to open it up. So just keep your eyes open on the channel, and I will be putting together a 400 subscriber contest here probably in the next week or two. So,
Well, speaking of yours, Ray, my contest, the 500 subscriber contest, closes in, what is that, 2 hours?
2 hours and 5 minutes, or 2 hours and 4 minutes. 11:59. 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Well, 11:59:59.
59.
So 1 second off of midnight. But yeah,
I'm gonna post
congrats,
at
Ray.
12:01 just to see if you count it.
I'm not going to make a video. I'm just going to close it.
Anyway, so yeah, there is a 400 subscriber contest coming. I'm not going to let you all know what that's going to be yet until I actually get things lined up for that. So,
Blackjack.
That's gonna be a nice gift, Ray.
Yeah. New. I knew. New.
Well, Ray, since by now you figured out that Heath was the one that wrapped the package, I think you should just take all the packaging, put it in another box, and send it back up to New York.
Yeah, but Heath will never get it.
I was going to say, see how long it takes to get back to him.
That is true.
He would probably never make it back. Oh, jeez. Oh, gee. Anyway, I was just trying to catch back up with the chat again because it was rolling up. I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, StreamYard's, that chat on there, it's hard to follow.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it freezes there and it goes over and then it comes back and it's like it's back. If you got to keep your eye on both of them because one will move and then all of a sudden the other one does, and then this one will move and then the other one. It's like, all right, I don't know which one to watch. Oh man!
Can you believe there are 26 people still watching?
Why?
I think they're hoping you to run the blackjack around again. I think that's what it is.
I could do that. Let me go ahead and let me switch cameras again.
Ray's gonna go check in with his wife and then tell her that he needs to go sleep downstairs for a little while.
No, she's going to be interested to see what the heck happened tonight because she knows she knows about the box. Ugh. Hey, that thing is quiet too. Jeez.
Ah, an even better reason to put sound in it.
Speaking of which, I didn't get a chance to finish watching yours, Heath. What does a GG1 sound like?
I'm gonna do a second video where I play all the sounds, but it's got a whole list of things. I don't know if it's specific to the GG1. It's definitely quiet though. It's nowhere near as loud as like an ESU lock sound or anything like that.
What, Heath? I didn't get a chance to watch that one because I got busy at work. What type of decoder did you put in it?
An MRC sound decoder. It's the only drop-in decoder that they make for it. Some people will take the existing speaker out, shave down a part of the, the body, and put a bigger sugar cube speaker in it. But yeah. Oop.
I want to see that video.
Me shaving it down and putting a sugar cube in it.
Yeah,
I don't
what
want to
could go
see.
wrong?
I don't want to see that video.
Looks like Tyler's got a birthday tomorrow from My Life's Tracks.
All right.
Or was that Locker Run? No, it was Locker Run on Rare Fan. I'm sorry.
Christmas.
Oh, man. I think it needs some DCC. Not yet. No, I'm still DC.
You know I can make a DCC locomotive run on DC, right?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard a bunch of people talk about that. Heath, is Atlas track that bad? I've got a whole bunch of Atlas track back here. I've even got some other manufacturers back here.
So, my whole gripe with Atlas Track is that I bought a ton of Atlas Track back in the 80s, and at the time it was all brass. It was before they did anything in nickel silver. And I lived in the Northeast, and it was relatively humid, and you would constantly have to clean the brass track because it would like tarnish. And once it tarnished, like it was all over. So it's not that Atlas track is bad, it's just that I have a bad taste in my mouth because of dealing with brass track when I first started. But as long as you get the nickel silver track, it's, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely the kicker is the nickel silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, my whole layout is Atlas nickel silver.
Yep.
Same here.
See,
Yeah,
I'm one of these folks that, like I said, I've repurposed, reused, recycled. So there is some nickel silver. Some of it's Atlas. Some of it's Kato. Some of it's I think there was one other manufacturer at one point that I dealt with. There's an awful lot of brass.
Really? How do you keep it clean? Or is it just not as humid down there that it doesn't?
The humidity in this room has been hanging around 25%.
Oh, that's good.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that's not bad.
But as you guys have seen in some of the vlogs that I've done, one of the things that we've always used over that my father had used for years was crocus cloth, which is a polishing cloth.
Yeah, you mentioned that's what you use. Yep.
And that I just went over the whole layout the other night. It takes me about 20 minutes, and I just rub that down on everything. And I don't have, knock on wood, I haven't had issues with it. Now, the other thing is when I put this layout together, a lot of the joints are soldered. The only ones that are not are the ones that are near the switches and the crossovers. And I've got feeders dropped all over the place. So even if there is a piece of track that gets loose or gets dirt, with all the extra feed lines, which is that precursor to DCC. So I'm already kind of ahead of the ball game if I ever decided to make that conversion. So, I had the forethought when I put this together to do that. Because number one, being DC, and I knew when I first put this thing together, I had right over my shoulder here, actually where the camera's sitting that's been watching the GG1, I had 2 terminal tracks, and they ran the whole layout. Well, when the locomotives would get close to the terminal tracks, they would pick up speed. By the time they got back to the other end of they were like creeping because there was just way too much loss.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is the biggest layout that I've ever built, and I knew I was going to have to do some things that I hadn't done in the past. And one of those was put in bus wires and drop feed lines. So even at DC, you still have to kind of do that to keep the electrical path consistent. But I think one of the issues I've got with this north end of the layout, there's actually, I think the terminal strip that's up underneath the folding section, I think I think either that terminal block's bad or the wiring going into that terminal block is bad, and I've just got to get up underneath of there and mess with it. And I just haven't had the gumption to go ahead and do that yet.
So somebody earlier in the chat was asking what type of horn was on the Pennsylvania GG1s. I don't know how many chimes it is, but it's a Leslie A200. So I don't know if that is a single chime horn or a double, but a Leslie A200.
Okay. Well, we could always look it up.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
I bet you there's a sound file too.
So I saw where Lackawanna said my track is easy track and I ballast it and you can't even tell, so I do not have to buy road bed. Lackawanna, did you put foam on under your track by chance? I hear nothing.
That's apparently a Leslie A200.
We didn't hear it
Oh.
Yeah.
How do I get it to?
before. Before you share the screen, you got to check the box.
Yeah, share Google tab and then it should have a box that says include
Share
audio.
screen, Chrome tab. Oh, share audio.
Yeah. Single.
Yeah.
That's a single
Man.
chime.
Sounds just like a tugboat.
That's what I was going to say. I believe Kato is nickel silver.
Yeah, Kato has nickel silver. I don't think they ever did brass. Lifelike, Bachman, they all did brass for the longest time, and then they started switching over to nickel silver. Probably in the last 20 years, I guess, maybe a little longer.
I should go through all my brass track, bundle it up, and sell it or give it off to somebody.
What scale was it? Is it
It's
what code
all
was it?
HO. It's all HO Atlas brass track.
Code 100?
I'd have to check. I'm gonna assume it was probably code 100.
Yeah, if it was that.
Yeah, I was going to say it was probably 83.
Oh, you think it was 83 back then?
Yeah,
I
More
do
than likely.
feel like back then there was an option.
yeah. There really wasn't many options.
Yeah. It was either HO or it was not HO.
Oh. Yeah, that's one of the things too, man. You see some of these old layouts from the 40s and 50s, like the John Allen and oh man, why is it when I want to talk about that just the names just go shoot? I guess that's old age. Anyway, when you see some of those old layouts and how big they were and how well they appeared to run with what little video is left of them, it's like, man, these guys, how did they do it? I just don't know. Yeah.
Hey Ray, I'm getting a text message. Somebody says that you got a GG1.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I had no idea. This thing just kind of showed up tonight. It just it kind of lumbered its way in.
Got to get better locks on those doors.
Hey, Randall.
Critco. I do not know where that's at. But I'm assuming that's probably somewhere up northeast in the state.
Well.
Well, it's your stream, Ray. Whatever you
Yeah.
want.
I think I think we've had enough excitement for one night. That's for sure. I still can't believe I got a GG1, a blackjack one in the layout.
But hey, if you need more excitement, we can always bring back the tree jokes.
The only problem of it is
Pleasure's all yours.
the only problem of it is I got to go to work tomorrow, even though it's right here.
So you're gonna be
You're
sitting
gonna get a
next
lot
to
of
it
work
all
Damn
done
day.
sure
tomorrow,
no, that's
right?
gonna be running in the background.
I guarantee you, sometime during lunch tomorrow, that GG1's going to be making its way around the layout again.
Lunch. I was thinking it was gonna be first coffee break.
Oh no, first coffee break, he's going to be in there changing the couplers out, so that way by lunch he'll have an actual train going.
Ray's gonna get up. Ray's gonna get
There
up
you
and
go.
come downstairs in the morning and go. Oh wait, I got to turn my computer on. Wait, the GG1 first.
Yeah, Randall, I know where West Memphis is.
Oh, man. Take it easy, Caboose.
Randall, is Critco, is that north of Marion?
Randall just got here, Ray. I don't know if you want to go through the entire arc of the night again for him.
Yeah, can you box it back up? I missed it.
Yeah.
Hey, Randall, you need to
Turn
go
over.
back and watch from the beginning. No, that's the Sidetrack Sunday crew, Jason and John and Heath and our fifth member Rick. Of course, he played middleman more or less than anything else. They got me. I've got a GG1, the blackjack, and it's currently running around the layout. I don't know exactly where it's at the moment. I hear it. It's back there somewhere. This is kind of like Sparky's stream when something gets in the helix. I can hear it. I just don't know where it's at. There it comes.
I think it's pretty impressive that it hasn't derailed or anything once. I mean, it's
actually
running solid.
It's
I
legendary.
think I don't know if it's the lead. It might be the trailing truck. I think the trailing trucks. The wheel set on there might be derailing in the when it gets to the yard, but it's re-railing itself. So every once in a while, I hear the wheels dancing across the ties, and then it stops, and I'm like, okay,
Oh, I had that same problem last night.
what's that? Dragging your wheels across your ties?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little test track on my desk, and the one side of it's a really tight corner, and the GG1s won't go around that side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's when I had that 15-inch radius, when you go ahead and you had that GG, the old GG1, the other one that I've got, like I said, the body would sit straight and the wheels were like literally out the side. It was the craziest looking thing.
Mm.
I'm glad I'm running 22-inch radius. At least the overhang isn't quite as bad. That'll be one of the things I'm definitely going to have to watch when I start doing scenery on here is the how much that overhang actually is. Believe it or not, but when I put together the factory, which is right where the camera is sitting, the one night I actually watched the GG1 pass the boxcars there, and there's like an eighth of an inch between the body of the GG1 when it finishes the corner and where those boxcars sit in front of that warehouse. So it gets close. Yeah, you kind of have to lock them on a rail fan. It's the I mean, for years I ran at 15 and 18-inch, but I went up to the 22-inch radius, and I to a point I wish I could have gone a little bit wider with the corners, but I used what I had. So, yeah, Rick's head's the logo.
You could have left me there. I'm good.
Rick was just a stump.
So, yeah.
I was hanging in the shade.
Oh, brother. Wait a minute. Martin Luther King Boulevard is in downtown Baltimore.
There
And here in
might be
Philadelphia.
more than one.
And here in Philadelphia.
And Little Rock.
Used to be called Kelly Drive, then they renamed it.
So, yeah, it's quarter after 10, and I need to I don't know how the heck I'm going to sleep tonight.
You're sleeping down there in the train room, right?
After what I eat for dinner, the wife's probably going to kick me out of the bedroom anyway.
So, Ray, where do you see the future of your channel in the next 2 years?
Pulling the Sparky card. That's great.
Hey,
So-
we could pull one of his. It's a hot dog, a sandwich.
Oh no. Hey, you know what? Here's a good one for you. Why is it we park in a driveway and drive on a parkway?
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
That's a good one.
Is cereal actually a cold soup?
Jesus, I don't even think the rails are even anywhere near this conversation at this point. I think we off-roaded this one. Cereal code soup.
What's the difference between partly sunny and partly cloudy?
Some see the glass as half empty. I see the glass as half full. Anybody else would see it as just another beer run.
How did they get Teflon to stick to the pan? There's a good one. How do you get Teflon to stick to a non-stick pan?
Gotta ask the lawyers about that one.
Some people are still talking about radiuses, and I would love. They're talking about like 32 and 40, and I'm thinking like, man, I would love to have a 32-inch radius with N scale. To have huge sweeping corners would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, for huge flick steel.
How do they get Teflon to stick to the pan?
Yeah. So that,
Yeah.
Jason, you're a little behind on that one.
Yeah.
You have to go back and watch the replay.
Sorry, I got me and Randall over here in another conversation. So
Oh.
so Ray, when you were opening up your box, or after you got it open, did we catch any tears rolling off the cheek tonight, or did we not get that far?
No, we didn't get quite that far.
well, that's because he had the other camera covering his face.
That's right. That's right.
That thing is unbelievable. I mean, you don't even hear it. I mean, it's. I just happen to catch it in the camera. Yeah, but you know what, Jason? You brought it up earlier. Like I said before, that is one of the reasons why I've got these S curves in the front, is just so that the passenger cars and these articulated locomotives, it gives them something to run across.
Yeah, it looks sweet moving.
Mm-hmm.
And now Heath knows why I've been pushing the GG1s for all that time, and now he's got a couple of them. Now he knows.
Yeah, I'm a little addicted to them myself.
It's just a wild locomotive, and like I said, if you ever get a chance to take a look at one up close, you get, when you think back when they built them back in the 30s and 40s, and the technology that they had at the time. The reason why the thing is so large is because of all the electrical stuff that they had to put in there to be able to get it to do what it did. And it could run, I believe that they ran up to like 100, 110 mile an hour. I mean, they could move. I mean, they weren't slow locomotives. When they were pulling the passenger trains, they were hauling. And it just takes an awful lot of energy to move them. Yep, there you go. You got two. How did you end up with two? Oh, what? Wait a minute. I can't even see that one.
Is that other one Z scale?
I'll go back.
I thought it was a Mark one.
Yeah. Is that Z? Or is that N? That's Z.
Well,
This bottom
The bo-
one, that's N scale.
And the one above it's Z.
Yep.
Yeah, because you can barely see it.
Ray, you got me a little addicted.
Yeah, I'd
GG1.
say. Take it easy,
might,
Do you
DW.
even have a Z track anywhere?
I might have a GG1 blackjack coming in Z scale too, but I won't admit to it.
I've corrupted Heath.
I am ruined. And Rick, to answer your question, no. But if USPS cooperates, it might be here soon.
Are you switching scales, Heath?
No, but when I saw that they make the GG1 Bicentennial and the GG1 Blackjack in Z scale, I couldn't imagine not getting them. You've
Okay.
corrupted me, Ray.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Your girlfriend's probably going to kill me if she sees me. Bifocals, heck, I'd have to get the magnifying lamp out that I've got.
Tyler,
Where's that
one day I'll
telescope
show you
at?
all my steam locomotives. I do have some.
And here's another fun little thing. You know, I found out the other night that I cannot put my 210-2 on the turntable.
Is it
What?
too long?
Oh, it's too long?
Yeah. The Baltimore and Ohio 210-2 will not fit on the 90-foot turntable. In fact, I found out that my 4.62s are almost too long to fit on the turntable.
Sounds like somebody needs to upgrade to the bigger turntable.
Sounds like somebody needs to make that yard bigger to be able to put a bigger turntable over there. But there's no room to put a bigger turntable. If I put a bigger turntable in, I wouldn't have any room for tail tracks.
Mm.
Well, you just need a bigger layout then.
Well, I don't know if anybody caught it or if I actually mentioned it. The other week I was down here. My wife was down here on the exercise equipment, and I made mention of the fact that she says, "Well, you know, what are your plans for the layout?" I'm like, "Well," I said, "once Rachel moves out, that's my daughter. I said, I wouldn't mind going ahead and taking over into the exercise area." And she looked at me and went, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Bring the layout over into the exercise area." She's like, "Well, what do we do with the stuff that's in the bed?" I said, "That goes up into her room because she'll be taking her bedroom furniture
Yep.
with her." I said, "We can move the bed upstairs." I said, "And then we just move the exercise equipment into the bedroom that's down here." And she's like, "Well, we could do that." I'm like, "Really? Yeah. All right."
Get it in writing now, Ray.
You're right.
Yeah.
Do it before she changes her mind.
You're right. The 210-2 that I have, Locker One, a Railfan, is an AHM model from the early 70s. It's got a rather unique drive system. It's actually got a motor dead center of the boiler, and then it's got jack shafts that go down the line to actually feed the wheels, the drive wheels. So it's a rather interesting setup. But it is a nice locomotive. I mean, AHM back in the day, they actually built some halfway decent stuff. They weren't Athearn, but they weren't to me, some of their stuff wasn't like Lifelike or Bachmann. It's just they were kind of a step up a little bit, not much. They were still a toy, but they did step up a little bit. But yeah, I've heard that. Well, I remember John Allen, not John Allen. Here we go again. The Canandaigua Southern. They were talking about the fact that those steam locomotives weighed like 25 pounds. That was outside, not outside three rail. What the heck do they call that? Is there any O scalers in here? that where they used to have the third that was normal 2-rail track, but they actually picked up power off of another rail that was outside, almost like a subway system. It was weird looking. I think it was before they went over to 3-rail or somewhere in the middle. I don't know, but I know that's how his layout was set up. He didn't have 3rd rail. He had this pickup on the outside. But yeah, I know that. Like I said, I know that some of those O-scale steam engines get to be rather heavy. And of course, if anybody remembers when I was putting the bridge together and I ran my 282 over it, the Mantua locomotive that I've got, and that thing damn near weighs 2 pounds, which in HO scale to me is just like ridiculous. I had no idea that locomotive weighed that much. I think this GG1 might be pushing that 2-pound limit as well.
I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but when I actually held that GG1, I may have even sent a message to the guys and said, "Do I have to give this up?"
Yes, you did, Heath.
I wanted to keep it.
I can imagine.
Right, talking about them O-scale steamers, I actually got to pick up a O-scale. It's a Lionel Big Boy, and that sucker is heavy. Heavy.
Yeah, the ones that that guy that owned the Canandaigua with Southern, he had, I think some of they obviously he's East Coast, so he didn't have any of the big boys, but I think he had some 2.8s or 2.10s or 4.66s, and he talked about, like I said, he talked about the fact that some of those locomotives weighed 25, 30 pounds an O scale. I just can't imagine.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Pictovid's in here, and he's G scale. We can ask him how much a G scale locomotive weighs.
I picked up some of them too.
Well, you got to remember too, a lot of the G scale these days is all dead rail. So not only does it have the motor and everything in it, but it also has all the batteries in it.
Yeah.
We should ask Steve Arnold how heavy his 7.5-inch gauge locomotives is.
Oh, that's interesting.
God, those are huge.
Yeah, because his is like a Switcher 9.
Yeah, I think
SW9.
so. Yeah. I know, like GFW talks about having like this lift thing. Like you don't lift it to put it in the van. There's like an actual just little lift thing that like lowers down onto the tracks. You roll it onto that lift thing and it lifts it up to van level, so you can kind of shove it in.
There was one day I was watching Trackside Beans with Back on Track, and it actually showed Steve actually showed him putting his SW9 and I guess the car that he rides on behind it in the back of his truck. It was pretty neat how he did it.
Wow.
It's kind of like it had a gurney or something, you know.
So Mr. Pictovid doesn't run dead rail, but he doesn't offer up how heavy his locomotive is. Gus is saying about 700 pounds. I'm assuming he's referring to the 7.5-inch rail or whatever it is, 7.25, 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 7.5-inch.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to lift that up. Oh, they use a motorcycle lift. That makes sense. Yeah, that's about the right size.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah, I could see them using motorcycle lifts. That's insane. I tell you what, it always gets me when I see those riding type locomotives and trains at the train shows. That's just, I can't imagine trying to put that together.
Yeah.
The amount of space that obviously you need to do that.
I mean, I kind of got into trains because of Silver Spoons had the ride on train, and Ricky Schroeder would ride that train into his living room, and that was like, I wanted that, you know. But of course, all I could have at the time was HO, so that's what I did. But yeah, MTH Allegheny was 2.36 pounds.
Yeah, that's HO's version of MTH.
Yeah.
I believe it. MTHs are not light. I've got a Alco PA that's got some weight to it. It's a MTHHO.
Oh man. All right. Well, it's now 10:30. Not that anybody's counting.
So Ray, where do you see your channel at in 2 years again?
Here we
Jason,
go
I'm gonna
again.
kill you.
Huh?
Jason, I'm gonna take you into a red room.
I'm
Two
already
ladies
here.
already there, Heath.
You take me to a blue room, I'll be sad.
Yeah.
we'll just have Rick in the green room. Oh,
Yes. So what other than changing? Well, it's got regular couplers on it now. You gonna put the old style couplers back on it to run something, or what?
I did because everything I've got is still horn hook,
Right.
so I'd have to take it back a little bit, but yeah.
Or just
Yeah.
pick one box car to be the first box car in the run.
Right.
Well, I guess
That's the other.
yeah.
That's another way of doing it. You know, I've been Jason and I have been having side conversations about the KDs, and I'd actually started going through and trying to figure out which cars are going to need which couplers, because unfortunately, because of the fact that mine stuff's all over the place, I can't just go out and say I'm going to go ahead and get KD number 5s and be able to blanket everything.
Yeah, I'm running that same problem,
I
right?
have that same
Yeah.
problem
Same
with
here.
N scale. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to work. So you've got to go in and look at their conversions to figure out which manufacturers use which the KDs. So that's one of the things that I was in the process of doing.
Well,
And then eventually,
also depending on the type of car would also depend on how long of a shank you're going to want on that coupler.
Yep.
You know, because like if you got a Tyco where your coupler box is actually connected to the truck, then you don't necessarily have to have a long shank. But on those couplers, you're going to want the whisker couplers.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to have to cut the coupler box off the truck and mount coupler boxes on the car, and then that's going to also determine how long of a shank you need. The longer car, the longer shank.
Right.
Hey Ray, this is a question for you.
Thanks, Mark. Yes, I did open the box. Oh, everybody's a critic. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, these guys are awesome.
Just see what Lackawanna said. Put
What's
Rick behind a green screen, and all you'll see is his head.
And that's the part nobody pays attention to.
Oh man. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to take a look and see what I got, and I may end up converting one. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just convert one end of this, put it on horn hook, and the other side will just be Katie. But yeah, I'm going through. Like I said, Jason and I were talking about that, and I'm looking at probably doing mainly the local trains first. The stuff that the gondola cars, the box cars, the refrigerator cars, the hopper cars, that I do all the local switching with, those would go over to Katie's first, along with the locomotives that would be running the locals, and then eventually I'll go over to the through freights, and then the last set of cars that would get done would be the passenger cars, because I know those. There is no one coupler that I'm going to be able to get to do all of those. Those are going to be all over the freaking place because of just what Jason was talking about. Some of them, they're body mounted. Some of them are truck mounted. And I mean, the one set of Rossi's that I've got back there, the shank on that coupler has got to be that long. I mean, it is a long coupler, and it's because of the fact that it's still truck mounted. And they've got it to where it'll go around, tighter corners, which, even 22-inch radius for some of those passenger cars is still a very tight radius.
Yeah.
You
So-
could take it off and body mount it if you're gonna stick with the wider radiuses.
Right. If I was going anything higher than 22, then I could probably do that. But I still think at 22 it's too tight to do body mounts. I think you still got to go with truck mounted.
So, Ray, are you going to use Blackjack for freight or passenger service?
It's going to get used for freight service. To start off with, although. To be perfectly honest, one of my Pennsylvania F7 Tuscans has been giving me fits. So it wouldn't be surprising if on another op session, all of a sudden you see both GG1s pulling passenger trains. Which that could be something I could make happen. Like I said, there's one of my my F units has been just acting squirrely. It's I'm trying to remember them. I think that one might be a Mantua that I've been having the issues with. It's just really slow. It's like it's geared differently, and I don't know if that's its issue or if it's something else. I actually had to go back. And anybody who knows Robert Sacco, a couple years ago, I bought a couple of nickel plate PA1s off of him. I'm glad I did because the other night I ended up taking the frame out from under one of them. The unfortunate thing, they're both numbered the same. I think it's 140 or 4 something, whatever it is. But I actually ended up taking the frame out from underneath of one of them and putting it underneath the Beauville and Newtown PA1 because that motor decided it was going to stop running the other night. Which that wasn't nice. But it was one of the things that I had actually thought about doing anyway because the nickel plate had silver trucks underneath of their PAs. And I'm like, you know what? Those silver trucks would probably look pretty awesome up underneath of that Beauville and Newtown PA1. Yeah, they pretty much do. But I was able to get that motor running in that frame that the B&N PA1 was on. So I think it was just dirty. And it's weird too, because I just went through and did maintenance on all that stuff, like I said, back in December, but for whatever reason, I guess after I did that and it sat too long. But anywho, so yeah, yeah, John, I mean, it's, I think we've discussed before, the Blackjack, it could go, it could pull passenger or it could pull freight. So might see it doing one or the other or both.
Looking forward to it.
We'll tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow. I have to see how things go because we're actually due for a snowstorm tomorrow, I think.
Oh, really?
Snow? What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are tomorrow night.
Falls from the sky.
I don't get snow down here. Ironically, that snowstorm that came through Texas and stuff, and Robert from Flying Crow was showing everybody. That whole storm went south of where I live. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, they're talking about there's a possibility of a snowstorm tomorrow. I don't know if it's supposed to last into the Tuesday or not, but we're supposed to get some snow tomorrow.
Yeah, we're supposed to. It's for us. It's supposed to last on the Tuesday.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Well, keep it over there. Don't send it my way.
I'm working from home tomorrow, and I'm off on Tuesday.
I gotta go to work.
Ray will be up all night putting setting up a Blackjack for freight service. Oh, yeah, I'm right. Oh man, I can see where I'm going to have to go ahead and retro the railroad for a day and just go ahead and run nothing but steam engines and.
Well, you know what that means you need to do now is you got to get those electric cable lines above your track.
You know, Jason, from the day that I saw these that was one of the things that I've wanted to do. Believe it or not, I want to put in catenary, and I want to run these from overhead. If they have the ability, I do want to run them from overhead. And
we can
believe
make
it or
that happen.
not, what's that?
I said we can make that happen.
Believe it or not, but one of the railroads that shows up at Timonium, they actually model Pennsylvania, and they actually had they had one train. They must have been pulling 100 and some odd cars, and actually had 3 GG1s at the lead.
Oh wow!
And they were all running off of the overhead, and on a modular layout, nonetheless. And I'm like, how in the world? And they're like, it ain't easy. They're like, for a permanent layout, it's really easy to do, but man, this thing, every time we take it down, move it, and put it back together, it's no. We got to troubleshoot it for like 3 or 4 hours before we get the stuff to run again. I'm like, damn, okay.
Rory said, Ray will call in sick tomorrow and play with his GG1 all day. Oh, wait, he works from home. I guess he'll fib to the wife then.
Thanks, Roy.
Yeah, you're giving away his secrets, Roy.
Jeez. 15 degrees outside. You can keep the 15 degrees.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, folks, like I said, this has been a blast again, gents. I and Rick.
It's always, I love how every conversation is, oh, thanks, guys, and Rick. If they only knew the hassle that I went through to get to bribe all you guys to get on the show.
And it still wasn't enough. But seriously, folks, this is what the community is about. I mean, obviously, we see it over and over and over, and I can't thank these 4 guys enough. I mean, this is awesome. And again, thanks to the community. I mean, here it is. It's now, we've been on here for 2.5 hours. Or 2 hours, and where we got 19 people still watching. I
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, you can't imagine why there's still people watching this.
I'm not sure why I'm still here.
Yeah, well, because you're the one that brought this all together. That's why.
It's all my fault.
You
Okay.
started it, John.
For once, it's not Heath's fault. It's John's fault.
See, John, I just made the comment and you ran with it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I have. I actually have a picture of the blackjack that sits in Strasbourg. Don't ask me where it's at, but I do have a picture of me with the black. Well, not a picture of me with the black, but a picture of the blackjack. And I actually have a picture of old rivets as well, which is the 4800, which I believe, which I just happened to see that that the YouTube is running behind, and I just saw Heath's reaction. Anyway,
So should I start kicking out Jason so he stops asking you the question and keeps
You're right.
keeps the stream going?
No, I think
2
we're
years,
good
right?
now.
2 years.
Yeah. Oh man. So anyway, thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. I do appreciate it, guys. Again, thank you very much. I I don't know what else to say.
It was our pleasure, Ray. We had a ball.
Yeah, I can tell.
There's no ball in the box.
What's that?
There's no ball in the box.
You know what though, Rick? That's a difference of opinion. That was bad. Sorry. Anyway,
Wah, wah.
yeah, Wait a minute. There we go. Okay.
So did you actually get through everything that you needed to do tonight before we interrupted you?
Yeah.
I mean, because you can always take Sidetrack Sunday next week. I'll sit out.
No, I'm good, Rick. No, I'm
Rick,
good.
Ain't you supposed to be airbrushing something?
I don't know what you're talking about. Airbrush. Oh, yes, it was. There was this GG1 in a box. I need to get my hands on.
Oh. Anyway, you all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all next time. Be safe. God bless, folks. We will see you.